Sioux Falls City Council has already passed the first reading of an ordinance that would change the accountability structure for short-term property rentals like Airbnbs.
Local realtors and property owners are taking a look at the language and what it could all mean for them. Cooper Seamer joined us in studio with more on this story at 5:30. Hey, Cooper.
Hey, Brian and Sam. This proposed ordinance from the City Council is trying to catch Sioux Falls up on the explosion of short-term rental properties. One local realtor says while it will mean more hoops to jump through overall, it'll make sure that those properties and those who rent them will be in better neighbors. Sioux Falls has had its current laws for residential rental properties since 2003, and it's been amended a couple of times. But now the council wants to make sure those laws are in line with state laws while also creating a framework for short-term rentals like vacation homes. Daniel Bruns is a local realtor who also owns an Airbnb. He says the city is simply taking the already existing state laws on long-term residential rentals and moving them onto short-term rental properties.
This is the city playing catch-up and trying to lay a platform to manage it accordingly and provide the structure for them to hold property owners accountable.
That means making sure property managers are keeping things non-disruptive to the neighborhoods they're in.
Why I don't mind this regulation is, to me, it holds accountable people that are maybe not doing as good of a job keeping their property secure, safe, and good reputation for the rest of us.
Short-term rental property owners will need a permit from the city as well as the required licenses of various state departments. If a property receives 2 citations for noise, nuisance, or health issues in a 1-year period, the permit can be suspended.
There's issues happening. We want to get in front of it right away for the sake of that neighborhood. This is not 2 complaints. This is 2 violations. And so it's not neighbors calling in complaining, but there actually has to be a citation issued.
Bruns says he and other short-term rental owners try to get out ahead of any issues by communicating with their neighbors and keeping an eye on the property conditions and use noise level monitors. He says that trust with neighbors goes a long ways in making sure the neighborhood still feels complete while allowing them and others to still run their businesses.
The short term, we just tell our neighbors, let us know right away so that we'll kick them out, no questions. Airbnb doesn't allow parties. They don't allow illegal activity.
Now, the ordinance would take effect on January 1st if it does pass the second reading next week. But it also allows those who already have short-term rentals until July 1st to go through the permit system. Brian and Sam?
Cooper.